a watch. It consists of time. And right now, I am going to transfer to your watch 10,000 hours. Yes, we spent 10,000 hours together as a team working on building and growing paid communities. And in this video, I'm going to transfer to you the 3 most powerful lessons we have learned after spending in building and growing paid communities for 10,000 hours. Lesson 1, you're in the business of experience, not in the business of information. So let's look at the example of different industry. Let's take restaurants, for example, because it's just general and everyone can actually understand it and get it. So what's the difference? Good restaurant and great restaurant. When you go to the good restaurant, you leave with the afterthought, the food was amazing. While when you go to great restaurant, you go with the afterthought, oh, this was amazing. I want to go back. I felt like I was the king in that restaurant. So the fundamental difference between good versus great restaurant is that good restaurants, they think they are in the business of food, while great restaurants, they know they are in the business of experience. The same applies also to paid communities. It's not just about the information that you're adding in. More information, more content inside the community does not equal more value. What fundamentally matters is if through the experience you give the client clarity and accountability and a feedback loop. Those 3 words, if you get them right, your community not only gonna get more members, but actually gonna retain them for longer and make the members inside refer more members. Because having a clear experience makes the person seen, heard, and applying to the paid community model, it actually makes them consume your content, engage with the community, and so on. So if you are at the beginning stage, or even if you have a paid community, it's super important to look at the big picture. So for example, if you are thinking of starting a paid community, or you have already, look at the bigger picture. When the member joins in, do they have clear instructions of what are the next steps? Do they get the welcome message? Do you have an introduction post that gives the clear next steps? Are you giving them a physical roadmap, or you're just go and do whatever you want, basically just consume the content? Then, for example, once they finish some kind of course, do you have a feedback loop like a reward system, or where they can actually check in to showcase their progress, for example, in the community channel, and so on? It's super important for you to transition the mindset from being in the business of information to actually being in the business of experience. Lesson number 2, start with a general niche and then niche down. We have made this mistake so many times, and we have, by the way, launched 20 communities in the last 60 days alone. And you have heard many times, and even us, being for 5 years in the marketing space, in the service marketing space, we have always also said niche down, niche down. You're gonna see every guru, every course, so on, talking about niching down. Yes, it's important, but it's not as important at the beginning in the paid community niche as going generic first. First, you go generic. Think of fitness. I'm gonna help you to burn fat. It's for basically everybody. And then what happens is, because most likely you're gonna not run paid ads and things like that. Of course, if you're running paid ads, then you have to kind of niche down, but still, assuming you're starting out, you want to make it general, and then once the members join in, what you do, you send them surveys, you send them a questionnaire, understanding like the patterns of what kind of audience makes this community off. And then you sum together, take out the consistent patterns in terms of the traits, in terms of the audience background, in terms of desires, challenges, things like that. And from that, you actually craft a niche for your paid community. Because doing in this way, you cannot shoot it wrong, because it is based on data that is inside your paid community, instead of trying to figure out, Genie, what is my niche? Then you sit down, you write it, try to figure it out, then you launch something and it doesn't work. Start general, then go niche. It has worked, at least for us, really well. Lesson number 3, use ads to capture people, content to convert them. So this is going to be quite technical one and more advanced, and that's mainly for people already who have paid communities. But even though if you're starting out, you're still gonna run probably paid ads at some moment if you're smart. So this is still gonna apply for you. And this is super important concept to understand. So cold ads, really why people run them is because they fundamentally want to grow their business, attract more people, convert them and grow their business. With paid ads, you're capturing cold audience or people who have not heard about you or the message that you have. So you attract them and then they follow you from the content over the time. They turn into your members for your paid community. So when you're running ads for your paid community, focus on making more something that is going viral, something that is for your target audience, something that is engaging, where people can share it, where people can comment on your post. And then you can even use retargeting ads also to like capture them into your or convert them paid community. But eventually, if your ad's gonna be focusing more on the engagement, actually attracting followers, things like that, but again, specifically designed to your target audience, then you actually gonna grow your following, and there, because you have content, you already gonna nurture them, and it's gonna be a no-brainer for them actually to join your paid community. So the bottom line is, don't focus only on paid ads or content, utilize the power of both. Because after spending thousands of dollars growing paid communities, this is just a pattern we have seen. If you run just ads, the performance is gonna be quite okay, but you have to be a decent marketer. And then on the other hand, if you only do content, the growth gonna be not first off, it's gonna not be guaranteed and it's gonna be slow. So you want to put them together and use like a power ball.